corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
Pfizer's a bloodsucker.
Corporate greed.
I hope it's worth the paycheck.
What we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. Corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need. TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
Limit access to generics.
Limit access to generics.
That will hinder government's ability to provide drugs to people desperately in need. Because they'll be forced to buy brand name pharmaceuticals. Which are significantly more expensive. Than the affordable generics.
Pfizer currency, please take one.
That save people's lives. Obama.
Pfizer currency, please take one. Guaranteed to private
Pushing the Trans-Pacific Partnership is undermining his own PEPFAR program.
Pfizer money guaranteed
The
to
White
private
House,
politicians.
the Obama administration, have been very public about their stated commitment to fighting AIDS. But when it's between fighting AIDS and helping Pfizer get richer, there's no question where Obama's loyalty is. Because he's in partnership with the super rich, and multinational corporations, like Pfizer. So when you hear about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and you won't hear much about it, because the negotiators are keeping it a secret, and they've committed to not releasing any of the negotiating texts, except for the final text of the agreement, until 4 years after the agreement is ratified or fails.
With your Pfizer money right here.
So when you hear about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, remember, the only partnership in the Trans-Pacific Partnership is between the billionaires and the multinational corporations and the sellout politicians who would rather see people with AIDS die and see billionaires lose an opportunity to make more profits. Obama's TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
Obama's TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need.
TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need.
The TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need.
The TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need.
The TPP is corporate greed.
Generic drugs are what we need. The TPP is corporate greed. Generic drugs are what we need.
Corporate greed.
Free Pfizer money right here. Generic drugs are what we need.
Obama and Pfizer.
Look at what you're doing now.
People die, they don't care.
Obama and Pfizer are perfect pair. The people die, they just don't care.
Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. The people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. The people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. The people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. The people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. People die, they just don't care. What do you guys do? Thank you. Please read as best you can. Like hair, like big arms, dance around. I agree. You and Pfizer should be close. Yeah, you're at Pfizer.
Okay, Pfizer.
Pfizer, come here.
Pfizer. We're gonna dance a little while they chat.
Don't they have a name?
That's your name from now on.
Dance?
No.
We're gonna dance. Okay. Okay, let's go. Pfizer.
Obama and Pfizer president pair. If people die, we don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care.
Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care.
Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair.
If people die, they just don't care.
Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care. Obama and Pfizer are a perfect pair. If people die, they just don't care.
This is not where I get my drugs. This is not where I get my drugs. Where do you get your drugs? Where do you get yours? Not here. You have any spare?
And breaking police officers.
You got your currency, right?
Okay, guys, we have to fix
Pfizer action. It's a street theater performance on 42nd and 2nd Avenue in front of Pfizer headquarters. At 3 p.m. we're going to be live in Times Square. There's a flash mob going on. Once that's over, we're going to head down to Union Square. There's a big student walkout today. And then we'll be live at Spokes. What is it?
I like it. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds. He's passing TPP with Pfizer in his bed. Obama doesn't care if people get their meds.
Free Pfizer money right here. Free Pfizer currency. There is such a thing as a free lunch upstairs. 17th floor. Free Pfizer money. All right. I know you.
Stop taking bribes, Obama.
Free Pfizer money. Every free lunch. Every free lunch. Free Pfizer money. Guaranteed to private competition. Free Pfizer money. Why don't women ever take free stuff? They get mad?
Yeah, exactly.
Free Pfizer money right here. Guaranteed to private politician. Or your money back. Come on, free Pfizer money right here. You didn't take it before, you won't take it now. Free Pfizer money right now. Free Pfizer money right now. Money back guarantee. Free Pfizer money right here, please. What does that mean, that little nod?